Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gordon Maston and welcome to my Backlash review for 2016. Now tonight, honestly, there wasn't too much I came into this really caring about, but if I'm being completely honest, it was a good show. You go from Becky Lynch, baby, and you got everything else. You got Becky Lynch, you got the heel Usos, who are honestly, I enjoy it. I enjoy the heel Usos. I really do. You got Becky Lynch. You got the Usos. You got The Miz. You got Rhino and Slater. Which I thought they should have took this a whole lot further, but they wanted to find an ending for it before people stopped caring, I guess. And yeah. So, with that being said, I didn't really have any tweets tonight. So, I just figured, let's just jump right in the review because this was honestly better than I expected. But I'm still not really amped about it. Maybe that may sound like I'm giving SmackDown an unfair shake, but yeah. Okay. So let's start out with the pre-show. All right, now in this pre-show we've got Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin because why the hell not? Because Apollo was talking to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was basically telling him in the nicest way possible, you need a personality. Because Apollo is calling Daniel Bryan Mr. Bryan and all that. He's like, no, just call me Daniel. And then Corbin walks in. This is the first SmackDown pay-per-view, and I'm not involved. You kept me off SmackDown Live last week. Where are we going with this? Because I beat the WWE World Champion, Dean Ambrose. And, honestly, here's where we stand. I almost said Becky. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get there. But Apollo and Corbin, this match was not bad at all. I really do enjoy Baron Corbin. I really wish Apollo Crews would have a great personality. People say, oh, well, you start doing a bunch of flips and dives and all that crap, and the Smirky fans will like you. I don't think, unless you were a true Uhaa Nation fan, or unless you truly see something in this guy, I don't think there are very many indie fans out there, independent wrestling fans, who, think, well, Apollo Crews needs to keep getting a chance, man. Obviously, if they can't find anything for him, or he can't pitch anything that would honestly work, I don't know what to tell you. I've said it, and I will not say it anymore. This is the final time I'm doing this. Send him back to NXT. He needs to go back to NXT. He has to go back to NXT simply based off the fact that right now what he's doing, he is not getting over. They had Let's Go Cruise chance tonight. Other than that, and that still means nothing in the grand scheme of things, because if you're still gonna ask somebody today who's your favorite superstar, I'm guarantee you none of them are saying Apollo Crews. Even at NXT, he didn't really do much character work. He just had a couple matches to really get the Full Sail Faithful behind him. He had an NXT Championship match that got ruined by Baron Corbin, but he didn't really have much, honestly. All right. So, if we can move it along here. Apollo Crews goes on to lose this match. Baron Corbin wins at the end of days. Like I said, solid match. I enjoyed it, and that was about that. We move into the main show. Shane and Daniel started off, and they talk about what's happening tonight. And then we get the women's match. Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss versus... Becky versus Naomi versus Nikki versus Alexa versus Natalya versus Carmella. First person eliminated in this match was Alexa with the powerbomb exploder, and holy shit, Alexa Bliss. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. I'm going to see if I can pull it up because you guys need to see this. Alexa Bliss tonight I think Harley Quinn needs to be her new look forever, because did she pull it off well or what? Like she, oh my god! Like Alexa Bliss had this Harley Quinn link tonight that was just amazing, but she got eliminated with a blockbuster powerbomb from Naomi and Natalia, and that was about that for Alexa. Naomi tapped out to Natalia's sharpshooter, and if we're going to the next elimination, was it Nikki? No, I don't really remember. But what it came down to was, this was it on the pre-show. Actually, no, I'll go with this picture. Like, whatever works best, honestly. I think this works best. But Alexa Bliss, she tonight, like, everyone killed it. And she even came out and stated, like, on the pre-show, like, yeah, I may have the least wrestling experience out of everybody. I'm just gonna leave this here. I may have the least experience out of everybody, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. And she did come out to show what she was made of tonight. The only weird nitpicky thing I'll have to say about this is these girls at too many points in the match thought it was a battle royal at the start, where they were just throwing the other girls out, thinking, okay, if I just throw them out, they'll be done. But Nikki and Carmella obviously they're going to continue their thing from here. And man, oh man, Becky Lynch, last minute, hooked on the disarmer and made Carmella tap, and I about died. Carmella tapped out. Becky Lynch is the champion. I wish I would have had my shirt. Anytime I just do reviews now, I just throw the Kevin Owens shirt on, because why the fuck not? Like, I'm not wearing this 24/7. I literally just throw the Kevin Owens shirt on, like, just because why the fuck not? But, I'm going to take down Harley Quinn now, even though I really don't want to. But I'm going to take down Harley Quinn, and this is what I have to say. This was better than I thought. I had an inkling a small little inkling in the back of my mind, just thinking, man, maybe this will be great. And it absolutely was. And I'm happy about it. Now, I'm probably going to miss something on this card, because some of these things are a little irrelevant. Up next, we move on to qualifying last chance survival. Usos versus Hype Bros. And the Usos go on to get the win. They're going to take out Mojo Rawley, and Zack Ryder taps out to like a one-legged stretch muffler-esque half Boston crab from one of the Usos, and that's about it. And the Usos are doing submissions now, and it's awesome. And they're not all hype face painted and colorful anymore, and it's possibly the best thing that's happened to them. So I'm glad. And the Usos have being heels down perfectly. They're not loud and boisterous. And the Usos have toned the annoying factor down. They toned everything down, honestly. And it worked out perfectly fine for them. Okay, so they win that match. And up next, we move on to I want to say Dolph Ziggler versus... I'll move on to this. So we have The Miz knocks on some kid's locker room door, and apparently this... And I don't watch Nickelodeon anymore, so I don't know what this is. But there's some show who goes on with some kid who goes on traveling the world, having all sorts of cool athletes on his show, and it's supposed to be like the greatest thing ever. And for me, honestly, it is not. Like, it is not the greatest thing ever. Like, this kid doing all this... Give me 1 second here, guys. Yeah, this kid doing all this... I checked my battery. This kid doing all this, talking with Miz, like, oh, you could make a guest appearance on my show, if John Cena's not available, and just close the door in Miz's face. What was the point? Why are we doing it? Was there a point? Like, why? And look, kid, if you're gonna do it, don't do it right. You're supposed to say, we'll do it if we'll get you on the show if Roman Reigns isn't available, because it's all about Roman Reigns, man. You gotta stay in the character, Roman Reigns, and John Cena has not been on TV since he lost to the face that now officially runs the place. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so up next we have. Okay, we have Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, and this was, I mean, honestly, I expected a Ziggler and Miz match. I did not expect this. But before the match fully gets underway, we get like one of these weird little things where Miz is backstage and he is just berating Daniel Bryan. He is just talking trash down to this man, and yeah. So he goes on to tell Daniel, I want to renegotiate my contract because I'm your Intercontinental Champion. Remember, Daniel, you didn't draft me. You drafted the championship, and I can take this championship and go elsewhere, like maybe Monday Night Raw. And, he just started telling him shit like that. So he was like, well, Daniel, here's what we're going to do. He's like, after I win this match against Dolph, negotiations are about to get a hell of a lot worse. So the best part of this match, bar none, is The Miz doing Daniel Bryan's drop kicks in the corner. And holy crap, as big as The Miz is and as bulky as The Miz is, well, not like bulky, like really like super muscular, but as big as The Miz, as big as The Miz is, he was pulling off Daniel Bryan's drop kicks and getting a lot of air off of those things. Like, he was really just like nailing Dolph perfectly, and I was super thrilled with that. Like, and the way they're doing this, they're giving fans blue balls because you cannot have Miz just continue to go at Daniel Bryan again and again and again and again and again like this without having an ending where Daniel Bryan gets one more match at WrestleMania, somewhere down the line, Royal Rumble, something, or gets to come back to wrestle and leave his general manager position on SmackDown. You can't tell me that that's not somewhere in the cards. You just can't. But you know what? Miz tries to leave. Dolph brings him back. Maurice sprays Dolph in the face with probably water, and they probably wanted to play it off as like some kind of hairspray because Maurice is a woman. She just carries hairspray on her, and because it's such a diva thing to do. But we're trying to switch roles around because these girls are women now. Excuse me. And these girls are women now, but we're still whatever, dude. But water in the face, skull crushing finale, uno, dos, tres. And Ziggler loses again. Do I know where Ziggler goes from here? Absolutely not. If he tries to go after Miz again, I'm gonna fucking scratch my eyeballs out because why? Okay. Now next, we get what I believe is part 2 here to the tag team thing, which is Dolph Ziggler. Not Dolph Ziggler. Why? We get the Usos versus Rhino and Heath Slater. Rhino and Heath Slater do go on to get the win. And I mean, it was a pain by numbers tag match, to be honest with you. Like, it was nothing special. I can't even remember who got the win. Oh, Rhino got the win with the gore, as Rhino has been winning all these matches for this team. It's 2016 and Rhino has a championship in the WWE. That is incredible to me, people. Am I saying I have a problem with it? No, not really. But the one thing I'm saying that's coming out of this with me is Heath now has a contract. These titles do not have to stay with them. They just don't. Okay, and I almost forgot this. But when I'm saying that is because I see the heel Usos being champs at some point. The heel Usos are alpha. Either way. No, I can see the heel Usos coming back and taking the championship from them, or Rhino turning on Slater, and we probably get that feud somewhere down the line because I don't see Rhino and Slater as tag champs with much longevity to it. Okay, so as we move on, we get the Usos. Not the Usos. What am I thinking here? Oh, yeah. Excuse me. We get Kane versus not Kane yet, at least. We're supposed to get Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, but little do we know. I'm sorry, people. I gotta check this battery because it keeps. Yeah. Little do we know, even though we found out earlier in the day that Randy Orton couldn't compete, Bray Wyatt was attacking Randy Orton, slamming his leg in the door, and Randy couldn't compete, so Bray Wyatt has a count-out win. And I've been debating with people whether that really matters or not. And I say, at the end of the night, who would have remembered that? Well, obviously everybody would have if the segment would have just ended there, but it still wouldn't have meant shit. My point was, what did that win really mean compared to what happened next, where they say he still has an opponent and it's a no-holds-barred match. Kane comes out, and Kane beats Bray Wyatt thanks to Randy Orton's help. Now, here's where I would have done this if I was booking it. I would have had Randy stay out for the night. Bray beat Kane in the match that they had, which honestly wasn't bad, but it's still Kane, so I just don't care. And then you just have that point in the throwaway match at this point, and just have Bray just rule the night, and then have Randy come out, like literally chase Bray around with a chair, beat the shit out of him with a chair or something, and then challenge him to like an I Quit match at No Mercy, where Bray Wyatt eventually beats Randy Orton in an I Quit match at No Mercy. I Quit match, No Mercy, it all runs together and means something. Okay, moving forward, we now get AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. Now, this is a big point I've been meaning to talk about for a while, because people keep saying Ambrose has it phoned in. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, he probably, for anything, is probably sick of being a babyface. Now, this is not me making excuses for Ambrose or anything. And then you also have to think he works safe on SmackDown and then works big when he needs to, like on pay-per-views and, big matches, big moments when he needs to actually throw on a good show. Like, if it's not needed and he just has to go out there and do what he has to do, cool. But he's still not phoning it on the microphone. He's not, Ambrose isn't really phoning it in. He's just working safe. I don't know if you guys are going to see that as an excuse or whatever, but that's honestly how I'm feeling about Dean Ambrose. And I know people were like, this and that. Like, Ambrose put on a good match tonight with AJ. Ambrose and AJ went out there, tore the house down, put in a quality main event. The ref got bumped into. AJ kicked Dean in the nuts, and then hit the Styles Clash. Now, this is what I love about NXT, and this is what I hate about this finish. In NXT, guys like AJ would have went over clean. They would have put AJ over clean, Ambrose would have lost, and then I would have his rematch on SmackDown this week or next week, and lose that, and then start whatever you're going to start next. But in all likelihood, there's really no one else for AJ to really face at this point in time, unless they want to bring Cena back into the fold and say, hey, make Cena earn his match. But most likely they're going to make AJ face Ambrose again, and that's what's going to happen at No Mercy. But until then, I would have, honestly, if I were doing it, I would have had AJ win. So, with that being said, that was No Mercy, guys. No Mercy. That was Backlash, guys. So, you know what? I hope you guys did enjoy this review. It may be a little short. I don't know. I feel like I'm running up on a bit of a, 15 to 18 minute time frame, around almost 20 minutes. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, I didn't really tweet about the show tonight. I didn't really talk about it. Coming up this week, I'll tell you guys about this. Coming up this week, we have Raw tomorrow. We have SmackDown on Tuesday, the fallout from this show. We have Lucha Underground and the 2-hour CWC special Wednesday. I'm sorry, guys, I couldn't do live reactions to CWC this past week. By the time I got to CWC, it was 2 a.m., and me being really loud wasn't really in the cards at 2 a.m. when people are asleep. It just doesn't work out. So, yeah, but that's what we got coming up here. I really can't wait for Lucha Underground. Marty the Moth versus Killshot in a Weapons of Mass Destruction match. With CWC, you got Gargano and Ciampa doing an NXT story on there, and you've got the Final Four on CWC who will have their matches to get into the finals, and then the finals afterward. And it'll be really interesting to see if there worked any stories in the, anybody selling any limbs or body parts. Well, same thing, any limbs going into these matches. So, you know what? I hope you guys did enjoy this, though. That's what we have coming up this week, and like I said, hope you guys did enjoy. So, thank you guys for watching this. I do appreciate it. Remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that double E goodness on my channel. And I will see you guys for tomorrow night. Thank you guys very much for watching. And AJ Styles, I'm going to be an Ambrose fan, but I do respect the hell out of what you did tonight. So you know what? Too sweet.